We are finally done. Our RV remodel is done. 13 months. That was a long time to be remodeling the coach. But we're going to talk about that. And we're going to see some before and after and a walkthrough after 2 years of full-time RV living. Let's get started.
Hi, I'm Dwight.
And I'm Connie.
And together we're Beck's
Backroads.
We travel the back roads and trails to find the unique, the beautiful, and the sights that not everyone gets to see.
Come join us on our next Backroads adventure.
December 31st, 2022.
Here we go! It's 2024!
So I'm sitting here in front of the computer trying to figure out how the remodel actually took us 13 months. Well, as I dig back into it, there's some things that pop out. Number one, we lived in Rancho Santa Margarita, and we could not park our RV coach in Rancho Santa Margarita. Matter of fact, I got 2 tickets for actually doing it on a couple weekends. So that meant we had to store the RV. Well, to store the RV, I actually found a place out in Corona, California, because I wanted a covered spot, and that was probably the most economical place to do it. So that meant every weekend, Connie and I had to get up. We had to drive to Corona, California, pick up the RV, and then take it from Corona, California to where we were going to work on it, which was typically at the side yard of the place of business that I worked at in Anaheim, California. Well, after that, we had to repeat that process when we took it back. So each weekend, we really only got about 10 hours worth of work, 6 hours on Saturday and 4 hours on Sunday after we got back from church. So when you figure all that and put all of that together, believe it or not, that accounted, those hours, those lost hours of work, of just the logistics of picking up and taking back the RV, cost us about 5.5 months when you just add up the hours and divide it by days. So that was one thing. And although this next one wasn't quite as big, we actually had a oops out at the RV storage place. So it was kind of narrow, and I thought the drive aisles were kind of narrow. And so when we pulled in, there was one weekend when I was in a hurry and I wasn't waiting for Connie, and I started to back out the RV, and oops, I hit the RV in back of us. So by the time we got all that taken care of, photos and, all that, and kicking myself in the rear end for doing that, that was a little bit of lost time. And then there was that one weekend when we made that drive out to Corona and suddenly realized, guess what? Dwight forgot the keys to the RV. Well, fortunately, we had a window that we didn't lock, and we were able to kind of hoist Connie into the RV because I did keep a separate set of keys in the RV. So that was a little bit of a delay, but not too bad. But we got the RV and we got back on the road. So just the logistics of the RV, picking it up, taking it back, was about 5.5 months in weekends. So the other thing that cost us some extra time was scope creep. And some of the things that we added, particularly in the kitchen, the farmhouse sink and the countertop, those definitely cost us some significant time. So all in all, with that cost us, just doing the scope creep items that we had, that cost us about 2 months. There you go. That's 13 months of weekends. So that's what happened to the schedule.
Originally, we put a budget of $65,000 for the all in.
So now you're wondering probably about budget. Well, yeah, we did bust the budget because it was really all the scope creep items that we added to the RV. So long story short, yes, we busted the $65,000. One of the questions that we get, particularly from my brother, he says, do you think you would have been better off just buying a newer RV? And to answer that question, I don't think so. You know, we really, really enjoy the modifications we made in the RV, and it really feels like home. So we're glad we did what we did and really have no regrets about buying an older RV and remodeling it. So one of the things that you're probably wondering is, how well did the RV hold up? Well, Kai's going to take you through a walkthrough and show you what it's like to live the RV life. But all in all, the RV has held up very well after 2 years.
So welcome to our 2-year anniversary walkthrough after living in the RV for 2 years. We still love it and it's very comfortable. But here we're going to show you a few of the things that you saw in the previous videos when we remodeled. So the first thing you see up front is that we took out the TV cabinet and we just straightened those cabinets. We added some blinds to just block out the front sunlight and give us privacy. This is Dwight's decorated area. I gave him some space, you know, we have to do that. And he also built himself a nice little shelf here that goes over the steering wheel to put some extra items that we don't have a space for in the regular in our regular living area. We also have these clocks up above the entry, and we love this because we can look at what time zone we're in and look at what time zone our kids are in or our friends, and we know if we can call them or not, or if they're even up or awake. So those have come in super handy. We also have a hat rack for Dwight. We have our bike helmets down here. We put in these shades, which you can see right now are semi-transparent, and you can let a little bit of light in. And then in the bedroom, we have the blackout ones. You might be wondering what this cabinet is right here. Dwight built this, and I love it because it looks like a piece of furniture. But then when we want to watch TV, we have a TV inside, and it's on a televator. So we can watch TV or whatever we want to do whenever we want to. And this plant, by the way, doesn't move when we travel. It's a good one. Over here we have our recliners. We love them. We sit in them every night, and we got them custom made for our RV from a company out of Indiana. They came in 3 pieces, as you saw in the video, and they are working very well. Yeah. Then over here we have our dining area, or it also is an office or a study area or a craft area. It works for a lot of options, and this big window makes it really nice to be able to look out and see the beautiful scenery when we travel. I also love to bake, so I have all my baking goods up in here. in their containers. And then I put everything in these clear plastic containers that you can just pull out. And it helps keep everything from shifting, but it's great for travel. And you just put extra things on the top, creates that second shelf. So here we are at the kitchen, and I love how the kitchen turned out. I have this extra counter space that most RVs don't have, and I love that. Dwight put in a farm sink. It's very deep, and it works good for doing the dishes and also for travel days to be able to put stuff in, and so they don't slide all over. I still like to cook and bake, and so we have a new oven. And just one little tip for making sure that your everything comes out good is that we put the pizza stone in here to make everything cook evenly, and still takes a little extra time to cook in the propane oven, but you can still make great cookies and great meals in that oven. You may be asking if the microwave is good up here. Well, it is. It's sitting on a shelf, but I put some museum putty under the legs, and for 2 years it sat up here and it hasn't moved. And I was thinking about redoing it, but don't need to. Everything on this counter kind of goes into this corner. The coffee pot goes over here. This slides over. Oh, let me tell you about the ice maker. Everybody asks when they're getting their RV, what items do you need in your RV? And one of the things that came up and that Dwight wanted was an ice maker. And I was kind of skeptical. I'm thinking, where am I going to put it? What am I going to do with it? Do I really need an ice maker? And yes, we love our ice maker. Or at least I do. Dwight wanted it. I get to use it. But I make ice every week and it works great. And it actually travels great. I can sit it in here and the front legs kind of sit in here and it sits here and travels well. So that's, oh, and one other thing with the kitchen is Dwight put in these rolling shelves, which makes it really nice to be able to see everything and pull everything out. Trash cans on that, trash is under here. Pots and pans are down there. That's the kitchen. One other thing is when you're putting things in your coach for decorating, you want to keep them light. And so I put a favorite photo on a canvas and we hung it with Velcro. So you can hang things in your RV with either Velcro, with screws. We did this one with screws into the wood. You can use a museum putty or you can use the command strips. Whatever works, use it and hang your stuff. You know, hang things on your walls. It makes it look homey. The refrigerator is another homey art piece. So many people, when they travel, they collect things, whether it's mugs or magnets or stickers. I collect magnets, and so we've got them here, but I also put our family photos on magnets, and so I can see my family every single day. They're right here.
I'm trying to imagine myself on a daily basis, walking into here, shoulder to shoulder, barely being able to reach back and make my maneuver to be able to get a clean tuchus. You know, so I don't know. I'm thinking we need to expand this a little bit.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Here I come. Oh, who do we have here in the bathroom?
Well, this is quite a bit different from that first video. If you ever follow Matt's RV reviews, you know he's always in search of a prime pooping position in a coach. Well, I think if Matt was here today, he'd definitely say this is a prime pooping position. Well, you may have noticed when you walked in that there's a broom and a Swiffer over my shoulder. Well, back in the day, they never thought about a broom and a Swiffer in an RV. But you know what? This is real life. This is RV life. And it is what it is.
So here we are in the bathroom, and I love that we remodeled this and made it one big room. It does make it very nice for the two of us to be in here in a small space, But also, too, the one big thing that I love is this vanity that Dwight made for me. Everything here stays here except for my jewelry, little jewelry thing, but everything travels just right where it's at. And it's great for getting dressed in the morning and looking at yourself and making sure you look presentable before you go out of the coach. So over here, we have extra towels, some medicines, hairbrush. We also have a hamper and more like medicine cabinet-y stuff. Extra towel hook. Of course, we've got the rolling shades. We each have a closet in here and 2 drawers and some extra storage underneath the counter of the sink. So, and we have a great spacious shower. So that is really nice and not lacking anything in here that I can see. We have the shower refinished, so typical shower, nothing fancy, and it works. So here we are in the bedroom. It's probably our smallest, tightest space in the RV, but it turned out really nice. I really love that we did the shelves beside the bed and we did the paneling behind. It just makes it kind of cozy and homey back here. So I like how this area turned out in our bedroom. I love the shelves. It makes it more homey, and I have my books and other little memorabilia. Dwight has his technology and some sleep things, and but we hold back things on the shelves with these tension rods. So we have them up here on this shelf and this shelf to hold the books. Everything else is held down by the museum putty so it doesn't fall off and break. I have some shelving over here. We have a fan because sometimes at night we need some air circulating. I have these holding different items. And these don't move when we travel, so they're very nice. They stay there, they shift a little, but we've got enough space in here that they don't fall off. And I have another tension rod for this box down here. So overall, that's the bedroom. And, oh, one more thing. We have another art piece over here, a photo that I took that I put on canvas, just to make it a little bit more homey in here as well. So that's the bedroom. We love it. It's very cozy, it's comfortable, and it does the job. All right, so there you have it. That's the tour, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did, showing you that you can remodel something, live in it, and it doesn't all fall apart. So if you like this video, please like it, subscribe, and leave us a comment. We'd love to know what you think, or is there something that you'd like to see us do in the future? Who knows? We'll see you next time. See you down the road. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.
Well, there you go. Connie figured out how to get her happy hands in the video once more. But next week's video is going to be a very special one. We're going to take you on our first sentimental journey as we start our full-time RV life. Don't miss it.